2 of the Week 1 NFL scores and stats. And the New York Jets absolutely blowing out the Detroit Lions 48-17. At one point in the game, the Lions had a 17-10 lead, and then the Jets just went haywire, scoring 31 points in the third quarter and just blowing out the Lions 48-17. Sam Darnold had a really good game. 16 for 21, 198 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. You had Isaiah Crowell going off, 10 carries, 102 yards and 2 touchdowns. Bilo Powell also ran very well. Quincy Enunwa and Robbie Anderson played really good. Terrell Pryor didn't do too bad. Then we're going to look at the Lions offense. Matthew Stafford played absolutely horrible, throwing 27 for 46, 1 touchdown and 4 interceptions. Then they had Matt Castle come into the game. He went 2 for 6 with an interception. Their offense, the Lions' offense, couldn't do anything. Theo Riddick, they didn't really have much of a run game. They didn't run the ball as much as I would have liked them to. They threw way too much, especially with how bad Stafford was playing. You look at the stats of the receivers like Kenny Galladay and Golden Tate, and you're like, oh wow, they did really well. But if you would have watched the game, they had so many drop passes, it wasn't even funny. Same with Marvin Jones or TJ Jones. I don't remember which Jones it was, but they just kept dropping passes, and touchdown passes were dropped. It was crazy. So yeah, the Lions receivers didn't do very well either. They did pretty bad. Although their stats look good, if you'd watched the game, they dropped a lot. And then, on the defensive side of the ball, you had Jamal Adams, second-year safety, playing good, 5 tackles and a pick. Morris Claiborne had an interception. Tremaine Johnson had an interception. And Darren Lee, the linebacker, had 6 tackles and 2 picks. And a touchdown off of them as well. It was just a crazy game. Insane game for the Jets defense. Then we look at the Lions defense. They did okay. Ezekiel Ansah with a sack, which we expected. Quandre Diggs with a pick 6. That was on the first play of the game. Oh, God. Of the game. Picking off Sam Darnold. First play of his career was a pick 6. But, of course, you know how that went. They redeemed themselves. Then, Devin Kennard with a sack. Otherwise, not really much else going on. For the defense, Darius Slay only getting a tackle. Glover Quinn only getting 2. I expected a better game out of those 2 myself. And yeah, that's about it. Oh yeah, and Andre Roberts on the Jets returned a punt for a touchdown. I remember watching that. That was insane. And the Jets punted 3 times, and the Lions only punted 3 times as well. That's because they turned it over a lot. And yeah, this game was really surprising to me. The Jets defense was just all over the Lions in this one. This one was an interesting one. The Raiders going into halftime with a lead on the Rams, 13-10. But long and behold, the Rams shut out the Raiders 23-0 in the second half, winning the game 33-13. The Rams were just too good, and I saw this coming from a mile away. I actually was shocked when the Raiders went in with a lead at halftime. And let's take a look at the Rams offense. Jared Goff doing his usual thing, 233 yards with 2 touchdowns, no picks. Then you have Todd Gurley, 20 carries for 108 yards, 3 receptions, 39 yards and a touchdown. Cooper Kupp, 5 receptions, 52 yards and a touchdown. Brandon Cooks, 5 receptions for 87 yards. Robert Woods doing his thing. Then on the Raiders offense, Derek Carr actually had a terrible game. 303 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 3 picks. Also taking a sack. just surprising. Just really, really surprising how bad Derek Carr played. Because you do look at the Rams defense and you're going to look at them and they're superstar powered. You're going to look at them and be like, I can't believe Derek Carr was even in the game the whole time. Marshawn Lynch getting 11 carries for 41 yards and a touchdown. Jalen Richard and Doug Martin also putting up some decent numbers. Especially Jalen Richard, I really like him as a backup. Jared Cook, the only receiver making things happen. 9 receptions for 180 yards. Amari Cooper, supposed to be the star wideout, had 1 carry for 9 yards and 1 reception for 9 yards. Jordy Nelson had 3 receptions for 23 yards. And yeah, that's about it. And Jalen Richard, I guess I'll tell you his stats. 5 carries for 24 yards, and then 9 receptions for 55 yards. Really good game by Jalen Richard. I really like him as a backup running back. And then the Rams defense. Michael Brockers getting a sack. Only one with a sack, surprisingly. But then Marcus Peters with the pick 6. Corey Littleton getting 11 tackles and an interception. And John Johnson getting 6 tackles and an interception. This team is so good. Ndamukong Suh getting 2 tackles. And Aqib Talib getting 4. I just can't believe how good the Rams played. The Raiders defense not doing much. Bruce Irvin had a sack. A forced fumble for Bruce Irvin as well. In my opinion, they should have kept Khalil Mack. This defense is still pretty decent. You know, they added quite a bit of talent actually. They have rookies Maurice Hurst and Arden Key. They're really good. Garyon Conley and Shalik Calhoun are some young talent. That's really good. I like Rashawn Melvin, Markel Lee, Reggie Nelson, Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. I thought that was a good addition. Tahir Whitehead, that is an amazing linebacker. But without Khalil Mack, without replacing Khalil Mack, I should say, because Khalil Mack wasn't the whole defense. This defense is still pretty decent, but you need to at least get somebody for him, not a couple first-round picks. Hopefully the Raiders draft well and will eventually make a good team out of that trade, but I just don't see it happening. And yeah, the Rams getting the win 33-13. That'll be it for this video, guys. Please leave a like and subscribe for more content.